Hello, dear friends. I want to talk a little bit about the mistaken identity that we have been walking around as if that's who we are. And I see, what I see in my own life, in my clients, my friends, I just see that there is a waking up from this mistaken identity. So, what is it that's mistaken? Well, we have been believing that we are separate from the divine, that we are separate from love, from the whole, from each other, and that we are separate from our fulfillment. It is simply an identity. And as I keep, melting through all the layers myself and seeing what is not me and releasing it to the best of my ability, sometimes there's like a big chunk that is like seen, and I'm like, wow. And then I've had some experiences where I really experience what it's like to not have that identity penetrate every cell of my body, my mind, my actions. It's almost like this mistaken identity. It's like a layer of paint that we have been looking in the mirror and we just see this paint, whatever it looks like, and we think that that's who we are. And then we look at our friends and family and whatnot, and they're all wearing this paint, whatever color it is, whatever shape, whatever patterns. And that is who we think we are and they are. And just really, as we're sinking through all these mistaken identities, there is a freedom that I'm beginning to experience, not all the time yet, but it's this like, wow, oh, it's really an awe, like, wow, is it possible to just be without the paint, without that mistaken identity? And of course it is, but we can't just, for some reason, we have not been able to just, scrape off the paint and find out who we really are. Although, we've been chipping at it and we've been seeing things and letting it go. But I feel like we are at a place now where we have such an opportunity to let it go. And the way I would invite us to do it is what I have been talking about, of course, but just maybe emphasize that when you start questioning this mistaken identity, that is all the emotions, all the nervous system discomfort, that's it. That is all it, all, the anger, the fear, the blame, the shame, the not good enough, the busy one, the workaholic, the all that stuff, the alcoholic, the whatever, all that, that's paint. It's paint. It's not who we are. It's but we need to see it first. That's been so helpful when suddenly, it's something you may have worked on for a while and you work on it and there's a little more space, a little more space, and you can go, oh my God, wow. And then suddenly there's enough space for us to see it for what it is instead of seeing it as if it is us. And here there is the opportunity to really experience who we are without that mistaken identity. And this, my friends, as far as I experience it, this is where we are heading. The energies are really supportive of us waking up to that. The things that are going on in the world, they can definitely support that if we are willing and able to not engaging in it more than necessary. I mean, if we are in a very challenging situation, which many people are, we need to deal with that. I'm not saying that anybody should be irresponsible or anything, but the more we can practice to not engage with what is going on out there, and instead rest in our heart. Like I did a video the other day, rest in your heart while the world falls apart. This is what I'm talking about. And that also includes, like, when you see these layers, the paint, the mistaken identity, when you start seeing it, there is a tendency that is built into the system, to the program, to the paint, that we have to do something about it, that we are lazy or bad or something if we don't do something about it. So it's not just this program that we have to do something about the world to make it better. We have to do something to improve ourselves, to get rid of this paint, right? There's this drive out of our presence, out of our heart. And it's not going to work. It might work to a certain extent. Like I always talk about, what I suggest we can do, and you can see if that is true for you, is that we work enough on these layers on the paint so that we can unhook from it. Because the moment we unhook, poof, then there is a gap. You can see it, and you have a choice. And then we can use that choice to just stay here and observe that, and then really be curious about, well, what is left here when I don't identify with this mistaken identity, with this paint? What is here then? And what there is, of course, is a lot of peace, a lot of space, a lot of presence. And this is what we want. This is what everybody wants. We want it from each other. We want peace, love, connection. But we also want it from ourselves by first embracing who we are and how deeply we want to connect with that. How, in a way, we can say how we have been missing our own soul connection. How deeply have we been missing that and trying to find it out in the world from beings with paint on them, and all they can offer, just as we is all we can offer until we take it out, all they can offer is paint, mistaken identity. It is not going to fulfill the connection that you long for. So what I always, of course, invite us all is to just deeply embrace that longing for that deeper connection. But we have to start here by embracing it in ourselves, by really honoring how much we long for that connection and that people who really get us, that we really feel connected with, where we don't have to explain ourselves, where we are being seen. And of course, we will also more and more be able to do that with others because we are not giving them our paint. I hope that metaphor makes sense. So the more I do it here, the less paint I carry with me So when I meet somebody where there is some of that same resonance, there might be pain, but the resonance is very strong. And I usually feel it right away because I'm connected with my own and I'm in a process of embracing it more and more. And then it's easier to connect with others who want that, who also long for that, who are connected with that. So our mistaken identities is basically how the world functions. We all these, globs of paint, meeting each other, talking with each other, connecting, but none of it goes deep enough for us to feel satisfied. It's like, when somebody really gets you, somebody really sees you, don't you feel you can just finally take a deep breath? It's like, oh, thank God, I don't have to prove myself or uh, clarify myself. I can just be and I'm being seen. It's so nice. I wish more people were able to do that in the world because this is what we all want. But we need to first feel how much we want that. And then we need to realize that our own misidentification is not going to get it for us. It's not, we can't get it from ourselves, from that misunderstood identity. And we can't get it from others who are just offering us paint as their misunderstood, mistaken identity. We really have to start here. And the only way we can do that is by doing that deeper inner work ourselves. My channel, I'm aware, my channel is really about shining light on how we are not connected and how we long to be connected and how to do that. So in that sense, I feel I'm very practical. And what I offer is for those who really want to do that deeper work. My work, when I work with my clients, it's not fluffy or superficial. It's not about fixing things in the world or in their lives. It's not separate from it either. But that's not the focus. The focus is to come in here and connect with that and then fully learn to follow that and move through the layers that have prevented us from moving from within. So I have a feeling this may probably not make a lot of sense to a lot of people, but it will make sense to those who are in this place where they're tired of the world, the superficial stuff, the compromise, and and also their own denial of who they are. We come to a place where I just want to live from here now in myself and with others, and I don't want to be this false identity anymore. That takes a deep, deep willingness to do the deeper work. And it is amazing. It's amazing, but it's not easy. So, for those who don't want to do it, I mean, in a way, I can say I don't blame you. But at some point, we'll all want that more than anything because that's where we are heading. That's the energy and the frequency that's coming in where we are coming back home to ourselves. So, as you start doing this deeper work, you'll see that those false identities, that mistaken identity. You start seeing it for what it is. And you'll probably be very little interested in it anymore. You don't want to take it back on as an old garment. You want to take it off and leave it off. And then you're just going to start walking around in a purity, in maybe a vulnerable place, because you're not protected by that cloak anymore. Now you can start owning who you are, speaking about it when it feels right. And this is what we all want. I'm not just talking about some pie in the sky. I'm talking about what we all want. So what are we waiting for? What are you waiting for? If this is what you want, what is stopping you? I think I want to hold here for today. It feels like it's getting a little heavy. It's like this is this is where the work is. This is what I offer. And this is what I love to do. It's been my own process. It is my own process. And it's so beautiful to see others stepping into that energy and fully embodying it and make their true identity their real home from now on. My friends, please comment below. Let me know if this is complete out there for you, or if you say, oh, finally, somebody's actually speaking my language, or anything in between. Please like, subscribe, all these things, share with your friends. You may have friends who are in the same frequency and who just need somebody to, bounce it off or be met in that. These are the times, this is where we are right now. And it's incredible, but it can be challenging, especially when we're on our own. So it's really nice to be connected with a community, with other people, where that resonance is met, where we really meet each other in that place that we all want to be met in. So that is my wish for all of us, certainly for you too. And I hope you'll comment, and I look forward to reading it, and I always respond to comments. And I'll see you again soon. Have a lovely day.